Legend of Yufei, Chapter 63.
Let's get into this first scene then. It doesn't start with mourning, does it? It starts with something, well, bizarre. We're at this private estate, and there's a guy, he's General Newgow's son, tied up, getting whipped with thorny branches.
It's almost slapstick. It's so weird. New Tongue's there getting flogged, but he's shouting things like, "Doesn't even hurt, you dogs."
Yeah.
Guys doing the beating are just confused, like, who is this loudmouth who doesn't feel pain?
And the people who ordered the beating, they run the estate. Two brothers, Han Qilong and Han Kefeng. Han Kefeng, he's got this nickname, Sai Zhang Fei, because he's tall with a dark face. They ordered it because New Tong was making a racket.
But here's where the lineage part comes in immediately. These Han brothers, they're not just random landowners. They're the grandsons of the Han Tao, the 100 Victories general from the Water Margin narrative.
Oh, okay. So deep military roots, loyalty is in their blood, but also a history of getting burned by the system, right? The sources mention their ancestors had trouble with corrupt officials even after taking amnesty.
Exactly. So they're trying to keep a low profile, avoid trouble, which is why, ironically, they end up beating New Tong, who's actually on the same side.
The irony is pretty thick there, punishing the very loyalty they represent.
The whole thing shifts, though, when someone else hears the noise. Yulei.
Yufei's second son. He's hiding out there secretly.
Right. So Yulei hears the commotion. Yu Tong hears someone mention the name Yulei, and boom, everything stops. Yu Tong immediately shouts out who he is, General Newgow's son, says his mother sent him from Utang Quan to find Yulei. He'd already checked on Yulei's mother back in Tangyin.
Wow. Just like that, the connection's made.
Instantly. The Han brothers untie him, apologies all around, and suddenly you have the sons of the Yu and Yu families finding refuge with descendants of the Han house.
Three major loyalist lines, all under one roof, hiding from the state that killed their fathers or threatened their ancestors.
And it's the attempt to avoid attention that actually brings them together.
Incredible. But that quiet sanctuary, it doesn't last very long, does it?
No, not at all. These aren't exactly monks, like you said. Trouble finds them again pretty quickly. A monk from the nearby Guandi temple shows up at the Han estate looking pretty stressed.
Right, he's complaining about some martial arts teacher.
Yeah, this teacher and his students have apparently commandeered the temple's back hall. They're training loudly, making a mess, and the monk's worried it'll attract the wrong kind of attention from officials.
So the new team assembles. Yulei, New Tong, and the Han brothers head over to the temple to sort this guy out. And the description of the teacher, it's something else.
Oh yeah, he's described as like 9 feet tall, ash-white face, red hair, yellow beard, huge eyes, even tusks or fangs. He sounds like a demon.
Definitely meant to intimidate. And New Tom, still buzzing from being tied up maybe, he just jumps right in.
Doesn't hesitate, strips off his jacket, charges, yelling. It doesn't go well for him at all.
Ha ha, how badly?
Instantly floored, twice. First, the teacher just kind of pulls him down. Then he uses a move called the Lion's Great Flip, tosses him easily. Then the teacher basically mocks them like, "Is this the best you've got, this rough kid?"
Okay, so New Tong's out. That's the moment for Yulei to step up, isn't it? This is where it gets serious.
Exactly. This isn't just a brawl anymore. Yulei stepped forward and they start fighting, but it's different. They're using specific name techniques. Yulei uses Great Peng spreads wings. The teacher counters with Golden Rooster stands alone. It's like a coded conversation using fists.
A conversation that ends with one specific move.
Precisely. Yulei sees his chance, gets in close, and lands this very precise left-hand strike to the teacher's chest. It's called Black Tiger Steals the Heart.
And that's the password, isn't it? The move itself.
That's it. The teacher immediately stops the fight. He demands, "Where did you learn that?" He knows it instantly. Is the Yu family fist.
So that's the lineage S security protocol you mentioned. In a world without instant communication, without trust, the shared secret fighting style is how you verify someone.
It's the ultimate identifier. Only a tree insider, someone connected to the Yu family or their closest allies, would know that specific advanced technique. It proves Yulei's identity and lineage beyond doubt.
And the teacher. Who is this ghost face master?
He reveals himself. He's Zongliang. And his lineage is just as important. His grandfather was Zonzai, the famous Tokyo guard. His father was Zongfang, the Nikia guard. This is the third major loyalist family line joining this impromptu gathering, the Zong family.
Wow, so he wasn't just some random troublemaker at the temple.
Not at all. Zhang Liang explains he was actually looking for Yu Lei. His father heard rumors about Yu Fei being framed and killed and sent him to find out more. He just ran out of money on the way, which is why he was teaching martial arts at the temple to get by. It shows how these sons of heroes were already kind of moving toward each other, driven by the same crisis.
So now the alliance is formed. Yu, Nu, Han, and Zong. That's some serious potential power and loyalty concentrated in one place. But it also makes them a huge target, right? Which leads to the big question.
What do they do now? Exactly. They immediately start debating it. Zhang Liang makes his case. Come with me to Ningxia. See my father. Ningxia is far away, probably safer, more stable. A place to regroup long term.
Makes sense. But Nutong disagrees.
Yeah, Nutong argues for Aotangquan. That's closer to his family's post, where his mother sent him from. It's maybe quicker to get support there, but it's also closer to the danger zone. Riskier, maybe faster payoff.
So retreat and regroup, or stay closer and maybe act faster, a classic dilemma.
And Han Qilong, the elder Han brother, steps in as the host and sort of the strategist. He urges caution. He says, basically, nobody goes anywhere. We wait here on my estate until our messenger gets back from the capital, and we need Shixin's solid, concrete news.
You can feel the tension. They know something terrible has probably happened, but they don't know for sure. Acting on rumors could be disastrous. They're stuck waiting for information in an age where news travels slowly and dangerously. Balancing that duty to act with the need to survive.
It's a horrible waiting game. And while they're stuck in that holding pattern, agonizing over what to do, the news they're waiting for is actually arriving elsewhere with brutal finality.
Let's shift focus to the military camp at Zhuxianzhen, hundreds of miles away.
Okay, who brings the news?
A man named Niwan. His role is crucial. He was a warden at the Dali Temple in Yunnan. He saw things firsthand. He fled the capital after the new year, carrying the evidence, and made his way to Zhuxianzhen, where General Shiquan and Nu Gao Nutong's father were stationed.
So he goes straight to Yu Fei's old comrades. What does he bring?
He arrives at the camp, finds General Shiquan, and delivers it. Marshal Yu Fei's dying letter. The final proof.
Oh man, Shiquan must have known what it meant as soon as he saw it. You have to imagine. He opens it, reads it, and then has to deliver the news to Nu Gao. And the soldiers gather there. He basically announces, Brother Nu, it's terrible news. The marshal, his son Yu Yun, and General Zongshan, Jin He framed them all. They've been executed in prison.
Just lays it out, the full scope of the tragedy confirmed. How does Nu Gao react?
Viscerally. He explodes, yells, tie up this messenger, chop him to pieces. He thinks Niwan is some agent sent by Qin Hu to mock them.
Understandable in his grief and rage.
Absolutely. Shiquan has to jump in fast, grab Nu Gao, and explain, no, this man is a friend. He risked his life to bring us the truth.
Once things calm down, Niwan confirms the details.
Yes, he gives him the specifics. Marshal Yu Fei executed at the Fengbo Pavilion. On the 29th day of the 12th month, no more rumors, no more uncertainty, just the cold, hard facts.
The source is the grief from the generals, the soldiers.
Yeah.
It was mountain shaking. You really get a sense of the national catastrophe this was.
Absolutely. It wasn't just losing a general. It was like the soul of the army was ripped out. They reward Niwan heavily, 500 taels of silver, a fortune for his bravery, and he leaves them to grapple with the horror.
So let's connect those two threads. We've got Yu Lei, Nutong, Zhang Liang, the Han brothers, all just form this alliance based on secret knowledge, the Yu family fist.
Thinking they still need to find out what happened.
While hundreds of miles away, at that exact moment, their fathers and allies are receiving the absolute heartbreaking confirmation.
The timing is just gut-wrenching. It marks this huge shift. The younger generation, Yu Lei, Nutong, Zhang Liang, they're no longer just refugees seeking news.
Right. They instantly become the inheritors of this incredibly dangerous political feud. The responsibility just lands squarely on their shoulders.
And they're unified by loyalty, by skill, by lineage, but they're facing the full power of the state that just managed to kill Yu Fei himself. The odds are terrifying. So the news hits. Yu Fei is dead, executed. What's the immediate reaction from his inner circle, his generals?
It's instant, and it's furious. General Nu Gao, who's always, the passionate one.
Firebrand, yeah.
Exactly. He immediately starts mobilizing troops to march on the capital, Yunnan, and his plan is stark. Capture Qin Hui, the minister they blame.
That traitor.
For traitor, yes. Capture him and dismember him publicly.
Wow. Okay, so this isn't just talk. This is serious preparation for basically civil war.
Absolutely. It's a declaration. And the details in the text, they show this. They immediately start making white helmets and white armor.
Ah, the symbols of mourning.
Mourning, yes, but also vengeance. It's a very visual statement to the whole country about what they intend to do.
And what about the regular people? How do they react?
The support was apparently overwhelming. In Xuxian town, where the troops gathered, the book says citizens mourned as if they had lost a parent.
That's intense.
It is. And they weren't just grieving, they were actively helping, giving the soldiers food, wine, supplies, demanding revenge. They saw this as their army, fighting against a corrupt government. Tens of thousands, the text says, just furious.
So this army, fueled by grief and popular support, heads for the capital. They reach the Yangtze River.
Right, the major barrier. They're ready to cross, boats in the water, and then everything changes. The story shifts gear completely.
How so?
Goes from history almost to pure myth. As the boats get to the middle of the river, bam, a huge storm kicks up out of nowhere. Clouds roll in, the wind howls. There's this feeling of something supernatural happening.
Okay.
And then, appearing in the clouds, it's Yufei's spirit.
No way.
Yes, flanked by his son, Yunnan, and General Zhang Xian, the other key figures, executed with him, and they're under these big flags.
Let me guess. Jingzhang Baoguo.
You got it. Absolute loyalty to the nation, the ultimate symbol, right there in the sky.
So the generals see this. What do?
They're overcome. Weeping, bowing from the boats, shouting up, asking for his blessing, we're finally getting justice for you.
But that's not what happens, is it?
No. Yufei's spirit just waves his hand, repeatedly, signaling, no, don't do it, don't take revenge.
Hold on. Why? Why would he, the victim, stop them? Wouldn't he want revenge? Isn't that honorable in this context?
That's the crucial point the novel is making, I think. It's about elevating Yufei beyond just a wronged general. If his followers had sacked the capital and killed ministers, even a traitor like King Hui, history might have painted Yufei as a rebel leader, someone who caused civil war.
Ah, okay, so by having his ghost stop them.
The narrative cements his legacy as utterly loyal to the nation, to stability, even beyond his own life or personal justice. His loyalty transcends revenge.
That reframes it completely. But Niu Gao, he's not exactly known for listening, is he?
Not when he's fired up like this. Blinded by grief, probably. He ignores the ghostly waving, yells at the soldiers to row harder, push across the river.
Bad move.
Very bad move. The spirit of Yufei apparently becomes furious, full of anger, it says. He whips his sleeve.
It whips his sleeve.
Yeah, like a gesture of immense power. And instantly, huge waves crash down, swamp several of the boats, soldiers drown. The advance just stops, dead in the water, literally.
So the message is crystal clear. From Yufei himself, no political vengeance.
Undeniable.
Okay, so the ghostly intervention stops the invasion. What happens next? That must have been a massive shock to the generals on the shore.
A profound shock, and the reaction is immediate, tragic, and, well, incredibly loyal in a dark way. It triggers suicides.
Suicides. Plural.
Yes. First, General Yu Hualong. He sees Yufei forbid revenge, and he basically shouts out, how can I face the world now? He feels he's failed his leader, that there's no honor left, and he just slits his own throat. Right there.
Oh my God, just like that.
Instantly. The despair must have been absolute. And then his comrade, General He Wanqing, sees this.
And he follows.
He follows. Takes his own weapon, a silver hammer, and smashes his own head. Dies right next to Yu Hualong.
This is it's hard to even process.
Yeah.
That level of devotion, turning inward so violently when their main purpose, revenge, is denied by the very person they wanted to avenge.
It shows the depth of their loyalty, yes, but also the sheer destructive force of that kind of thwarted honor code. It left them with nothing, they felt.
What about Niu Gao? He tried to stop them, right?
Oh.
Or did he join them?
He saw his brothers die, and yeah, he was overcome, crying, lamenting, and then he jumps into the Yankee himself, tries to drown himself too.
So does he die?
No. And this is another twist. As Niu Gao is drowning, he's pulled out of the water.
By who? Other soldiers?
By an immortal, Baofeng Laozu.
An immortal again. So this isn't just a random rescue.
Not at all. It's framed as destiny. The immortal tells Niu Gao basically, it's not your time yet, your life isn't over.
Okay, so what's the message here? Just don't kill yourself.
It's more specific. Baofeng Laozu gives him instructions. He says Yufei's death was part of a larger karmic cycle, that Xinhui will eventually get his due, but Niu Gao's role now isn't immediate, fiery revenge.
So what is his role?
To survive. To gather the remaining loyalists and retreat to the Taihang Mountains. Wait for a future opportunity to serve the court again. It's a redirection from suicidal despair to patient resistance.
So stop the rage, channel the loyalty into something long-term.
Exactly. And it prevents the story from just ending in, total collapse. We see this core group emerge 7 key generals like Shi Quan, Wang Yi, others, and about 3,800 elite soldiers from the Chongsheng army.
They don't just scatter and go home like the rest.
No. They choose loyalty, but the patient kind. They head for the Taihang Mountains to regroup, to wait. The text praises them, compares them to Tianheng's legendary 500 loyal retainers who chose death over surrender. It highlights their loyalty born in life and death.
So one path ends in despair and suicide, the other in strategic retreat and long-term loyalty. Quite a contrast.
A very deliberate contrast in the narrative, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so the military attempt at revenge is stopped, literally by a ghost. The remaining loyal soldiers are regrouping in the mountains. But the story doesn't stop there. What's happening back in the capital, Yunnan, with Yufei's family?
Right, the focus shifts. And this is where the female characters really step up. The remaining family members, Yufei's wife, Madame Li, his children, they're prisoners. And Qinhui isn't done.
What's his plan now?
He cooks up a fake imperial decree, orders them all to be taken to the western suburbs for execution. He wants to wipe out the entire line, erase the memory.
Just cold, calculated.
Utterly. But then another formidable figure enters the scene. Liang Hongyu.
Marshal Han, she's Han's wife. She's famous in her own right, isn't she? A military figure herself.
Absolutely, a genuine hero. And she hears about this execution order and she doesn't hesitate. She puts on her full armor.
Full armor.
Full armor. Rides her horse straight to Qinhui's mansion, blows past the guards. The text says she has this look of intense anger, nu rongman mean, and marches right into his main hall.
Wow. That takes guts. How does Qinhui react? He's the powerful prime minister.
He's terrified of her. The novel actually says he calls her a Nuzhong Haoji, basically, an outstanding heroine among women. He knows she's not someone to trifle with, especially given her husband's military power.
So does he hide? What happens?
He actually ducks away at first. Then he comes out, puts on a big act, all smiles and deference.
An act? How so?
He claims he just got back from the palace where he heroically pleaded with the emperor to spare the Yu family. Says he argued against the execution.
Seriously, after issuing the order himself?
Total lie. He tells Liang Hongyu that, thanks to his efforts, the sentence has been commuted. Not execution, but exile to distant Yunnan province.
Exile to Yunnan. That sounds slightly better, but still harsh. Is he being genuine?
Not a chance. It's pure political maneuvering. By exiling them, he gets them out of the capital, placates Liang Hongyu and her powerful husband, Han Shizhong, avoiding immediate conflict. But
There's a but.
There's a but. As soon as Liang Hongyu leaves, he tells his own wife his real plan. He's going to write a secret letter to the ruler in Yunnan, King Chai, instructing him to arrange for the Yu family to be killed once they arrive.
So exile is just a delayed death sentence. Cruel.
Devious, outsourced murder, basically.
Before they leave for exile, though, Liang Hongyu spends time with Yufei's wife, Madame Li.
Yes, they have this incredibly poignant meeting, sharing their grief, their respect for Yufei. They become sworn sisters right then and there, a pact of loyalty between these two strong women.
That's powerful. But Madame Li has one request before they're forced to leave, right?
She does. She asks for a delay, just 1 month. She needs to find the bodies of her husband and sons. They can't leave without giving them proper funeral rites.
Finding them must have been incredibly dangerous, with Qinhui watching everything.
Extremely dangerous. Liang Hongyu immediately helps. They put up notices offering a big reward, 100 taels of silver for information, 300 if someone actually hid the bodies and can lead them there.
Does it work?
Not at first. Nobody comes forward publicly. Too risky. But then a mysterious note appears.
A note. What does it say?
It's cryptic. To find the loyal minister's bones, seek within the snail shell.
Within the snail shell.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Sounds like a riddle.
Madame Li thought it might be a cruel joke at first, but Liang Hongyu insists, no, this must be from someone loyal, someone righteous who couldn't reveal themselves.
So they followed this bizarre clue.
They do. An old man points them towards the West Lake, where apparently there's this huge mountain-like pile of discarded snail shells. It seems someone hid the coffins there.
In a pile of snail shells.
Bizarre, but effective camouflage, maybe. They get people to rake through this massive pile, and eventually they find them. 3 coffins marked Yufei, Yuyuan, Zhang Xin.
Wow. So the cryptic clue worked. They found the remains.
They did. It allowed the family that final essential act of mourning and respect before being forced into exile. A small victory, maybe, secured by female solidarity and a loyal, anonymous protector.
So the family finds the remains, they perform the funeral rites, they have that moment of closure, however painful. The loyal soldiers are in the mountains, waiting. It feels like maybe the immediate storm has passed.
In a way. But there's one more tragedy woven into this section of the story, a very personal one.
Oh, who does it involve?
It involves Yufei's daughter, Yimping. She's sometimes called Silver Flask, Yimping Xiaoji.
What happens to her?
She's witnessed everything. Her father and brothers murdered by the state, the failed revenge attempt, the family disgraced and now exiled. And for her, as a woman in that society, there's no path for her to seek vengeance or restore honor herself.
She feels completely powerless?
Utterly powerless, and, it seems, overcome by despair. The text gives her thoughts directly. She laments being unable to avenge her family, and she concludes, life is meaningless.
What does she say?
Something like, in this world, what's the point? What am I here for? 1,000 rests? 10,000 rests? Nothing is better than the rest of death.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a stark. And then she walks over to a large well nearby.
And she jumps.
She jumps. Before anyone in the family can react or pull her back, she throws herself into the well and drowns. Immediately.
That's devastating. A final, quiet act of protest.
It seems like it. It's such a contrast to the general suicides, which were public, almost theatrical declarations of loyalty and despair on the riverbank. Hers is private, almost silent.
Yeah.
A statement about the sheer weight of the injustice and her perceived inability to act against it.